You won't believe what happened to this girl after she ate an infected chicken nugget. At the farm where it all started, we find some chickens acting up. Then, we're treated to a little montage of how chicken nuggets are actually made. Ugh, kinda gross. Wait a second, this nugget doesn't look so good. Maybe we should take a look at that? Nope? Okay. Unfortunately, it passes all inspections and makes its way out for distribution. Eventually, it ends up at a school in a town called Fort Chicken. Fitting. Then, at a school cafeteria, a girl named Shelly sinks her teeth into its succulent flesh. Yummy. Then, we meet Clint, a failed writer turned substitute teacher currently living with his mom. Relatable. He asks her for some feedback on the book he's writing, to which she kindly responds, "Oh, it's wonderful, sweetie." "Yeah, but tell me how you really feel, Mom." His mother proceeds to tear into the book, explaining she was left confused, bored, and constipated. "Oh, okay, Mom." Clint heads to school while testing out some chapter ideas.
The boat was evil, but it was an acceptable level of evil.
That's it. That's the one. Before he arrives, he runs into Rick, a security guard. He confuses Clint for his mushroom dealer and asks, "Do you got the good stuff? Portobello? Shiitake?" I'm a substitute teacher." He arrives and ends up sandwiched in by this behemoth of a truck. It's owned by Wade, the gym teacher, who must be compensating for something. Clint greets the vice principal when he's informed he'll need to hand in his phone. This is a no-phone zone, and we can't expect our students to do something we won't. The man continues to ramble. "You know, we really gotta get these kids outside more, even if it means locking them out."
And I will do that.
Moving on, Clint pays a visit to the teacher's lounge where he meets Rebecca. She sternly warns him not to look at her funny, because she's got an alarm button with her at all times. One press, and the popo pulls up. Weird flex, but okay. Then, Wade walks by to grab some coffee. Clint tries to make small talk, but Wade just eyes him up and down. God, can this day get any worse? Just as he utters those words, a ray of shining light emerges. "Lucy? Is that you?" Clint runs into an old classmate of his that he hasn't seen in 15 years. They immediately kick it off, and she's all smiles. "I heard you went to New York to chase your dreams." "Yeah, I did, but I just wanted to slow things down for a bit." Meanwhile, a teacher named Doug is seen reading a book titled How to Have a Normal Conversation. He awkwardly walks up and erupts.
God, it's a scorcher out there, huh?
Yeah, man. Then, Wade joins the conversation and Doug meekly waddles away. Clint and Wade exchange greetings.
"Pleased to meet you with meat to please you."
Before Clint makes mention of the parking incident that happened earlier.
My truck's got a dual rear wheel.
What was that?
Dual rear wheel.
Come again?
Dual wheel.
A little louder?
Dual rear wheel.
Oh, dual rear wheel drive. Gotcha. Wade learns that Clint is a writer, so he asks him about his upcoming book. Well, it's about a guy with a possessed boat. Wade proceeds to call out Clint's unoriginality by referencing some other similar works. We cut to a classroom where two boys are teasing Shelly.
"You look like my butthole's ass."
Okay, you get an A+ for that brilliant use of descriptive language. Just outside, Lucy directs Clint to his room while he remarks that Wade is a jerk.
He's my boyfriend.
God damn it. Clint arrives to class and writes his name on the board. One student points out that his name looks like something else. I'll have to let you guys figure this one out. "Very funny, kid. What's your name?" "Patriot." Patriot proceeds to proudly remark that one day he'll be a soldier. "Thank you, Patriot. Very cool." Alrighty, time for today's lesson. Clint has another student, Calvin, come up to read his book aloud. Very cheeky way to promote your book, Clint. Anyway, as Calvin reads and Clint enjoys, we can hear Shelly wheezing. Patriot leans over to get her attention and then... Oh crap, she's wearing a weave. Shelly lunges at him and takes a chunk out of his cheek. Clint breaks it up, but takes a scratch for his troubles. He takes Patriot to the nurse, who recommends stitches. Clint teases the boy. "Oh, you'll tough it out, won't you, Patriot?" After class, Clint heads back to the teacher's lounge and chats up Lucy again. Meanwhile outside, a boy named Dink confronts Shelly about biting his friend. Shelly can be seen attempting to dig a hole under the fence before she attacks Dink. This sets off a chain reaction of carnage as Dink proceeds to run around, infecting everyone with slashing strikes. Rick, the security guard, witnesses the entire thing, but is under the effects of medication. Nonetheless, he hits up the principal and reports the happenings. Look at him snooping around on everyone's phones. Very naughty. Wade is out there too, completely unaware of what's happening as he plays ball by himself. Then, he catches a glimpse of Clint and Lucy laughing it up through the window. At last, the vice principal has arrived to bring order to the chaos. Or not. He's quickly restrained by the infected and torn inside out. Meanwhile, in the lounge,
Oh, look! Carnage!
the teachers pile up at the window and spot Wade, who's just now realized what's going on. Rebecca presses her alert button while Wade gets cornered. Then, he issues a warning. "I was a state champion in football. You don't want this smoke." Right after the words exit his mouth, he takes off smashing, tackling, and clapping everyone in his path. He just barely makes it inside and meets up with the other teachers. Jeez, those little shits are fast. Not to worry. Sheriff Dave has arrived and everything's gonna be fine. Wait, Dave, stop. Oh geez, and Shelly dug her way out of the fence too. Dave makes it back in the car, but before he can call for backup. Back in the lounge, terror strikes as Patriot pulls up. He goes straight for Rebecca, but she dodges at the last second. Instead, this lady feels the power of his patriotism. Wade coldly, but correctly, locks her in, then the group heads out to a safer spot. They arrive at the library and find Calvin there. Everyone freaks out, but Tracy, yes, that is his name, don't judge, remarks that he's not like the others.
And I'm not just saying that because you're the only black student.
Okay, but yeah, he's not infected. Calvin joins the squad as they move towards the band room. Once there, an unwelcome visitor appears. Everybody collects themselves while Doug inspects her appearance. Inside, Clint and Wade argue about what to do next. Clint wants to go to the vice principal's office to retrieve their phones, while Wade chose violence this morning. Let's just grab some weapons and beat them up. A few insults are thrown.
Like a little hobbit.
Wait a second, is that a Lord of the Rings reference? Lucy breaks things up, but then out of nowhere, Clint's stomach has something to say. He states he doesn't feel so well before realizing he was scratched by Shelly. Wade picks him up and then manhandles him away from the others. This is your home now. Shortly after, Doug checks in on him. He emerges and reports that after a thorough and gloveless inspection of Clint's bodily fluids, he believes that the sickness affects adults differently. Basically, if your balls have dropped, then you merely get a stomach flu. The group accepts Clint back into their ranks and they all head off towards the roof. Lucy cleverly realizes the parents would be pulling up soon and that they could signal them for help. Oh look, there's one. Unfortunately, the woman is on her phone. Then, her infected boy starts walking up. Try as they might, the teachers fail to grab her attention. Her son enters the car and realizes his baby brother is quite appetizing.
What the hell are you doing to your brother back there now, huh? What are you doing back?
The teachers look on with horror when suddenly... Oh, wait, she's not infected. The girl, Tamara, joins the squad, and upon realizing the zombies can climb trees, they all head back inside. The infected make chase, but Wade keeps them from entering. For the most part. Dink made his way through and has a hold of Doug. Never mind. Realizing what he's just done to that poor boy, Wade walks off for a moment of self-reflection. He heads into the closet, where perhaps he belongs, and sulks about what he did. Lucy comes in to comfort him, but he's in a bitter mood. Why don't you go talk to your boyfriend? He says, referring to Clint. I see the way you smile at him. I wish I could make you smile like that. Before Wade can collapse into a weeping beta. The lights go out. The group springs into action, but Calvin is asleep. Uh-oh, he's diabetic and needs sugar fast. Then, the sound of rattling keys emerge. No way, they can use keys too? Oh, it's just Hitachi, the janitor. He directs everyone towards his secret hideout. Wait, you live here? Yeah. Pretty cozy, not gonna lie. With the clock ticking for Calvin, the group needs to come up with a plan fast. Clint notices an air vent. If that connects to the vice principal's office, then we can get our phones. Hitachi whips out a map of the vents, and since Clint is a hobbit, he's tasked with embarking on the journey. He sets forth in the vents, as Doug leaves him with some encouraging words.
Remember, Clint, if you fail, we're all gonna die.
Lucy snatches the radio and sends good vibes and prayers his way. Though, Wade begins to make fun of him like this is a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Lucy has enough of Wade's shit and decides she's gonna head into vents with Clint.
I hate every single one of you.
Chill. The pair meet up and proceed towards a vending machine for Calvin's sake. Once they arrive, Lucy splits up to get her phone, but finds that they've all been destroyed. Meanwhile, Clint tries to get a snacky. Wait, dude, just break it open. Before he can come to that revelation, a little shit emerges. Clint hides and waits with bated breath, but then... The girl screeches, alerting Patriot in the process. Lucy returns, and Patriot is not far behind. The pair rush into the vents, but so does Patriot and the others. Clint and Lucy don't have time to stop, so he tosses the candy bar down the vent for Calvin before continuing forward. Wade locks the vent while the pair seek refuge in another room. Then, Clint opens up about his feelings for Lucy, and the fact that he's actually a loser. Relatable. Somehow, this inspires her to kiss him. I gotta try that. Shortly after, Clint finds some, candy in the kids' bags and feeds it to them. This causes them to pass out, and then the new couple makes their escape. Meanwhile, Wade and the gang gear up for a final battle. Wait, why is he swinging that so sensually? Moving on. As they head out, we spot Wade's popping and yet pragmatic drip. The group runs into Clint and Lucy, and then they proceed forward. Hey, do you have games on your phone? No, I don't think I do. A couple more kiddies pull up, but Wade swiftly batters them. Then, they make it outside to the playground while Hitachi stays back to honorably hold off the rear wave. Look at this man's moves. Just outside, the teachers and the infected clash in an epic display of carnage. Wade decides to stay back and fend off the Fortnite players while the others continue. Take care of her, will you, Clint? With his blessing, Clint and the crew continue in Wade's dual rear-wheel drive truck. Yes, I did it. While driving, Patriot springs into action, but then gets flung across the road. He gets up and strikes a terrifying pose while Clint shifts the car into reverse. Oh, that's good stuff. Soon after, they find the town to be completely decimated. They come across some TVs reporting news from other states. Yep, we're screwed. Doug suggests that if he could just get his hands on a nugget, he could perhaps reverse engineer it and find an antidote. But first, we gotta get out of here. They end up in a Chuck E. Cheese or something and find some nuggets, along with a lot of hungry zombies staring at their next meal. Before things turn deadly, someone pulls up.
Somebody order a badass?
Yeah, could I actually get a side of fries with that? Wade and Hitachi blast the infected with water guns? Okay. Actually, you dummy, it's gasoline. Everyone gets back in the car while wondering how Wade found them. Well, I can always find where my...
Real.
So I don't know how to tell you guys this, but that's literally the end of the movie.